Okay, hello dear students. Today our topic is architecture of the Baroque period, prepared by Alimbekova Ayauly, Rahmatjanova Dilnaz, and Jason Betov Alisher. Our plan, the Baroque period in Italy, characteristic features, the early Baroque, the high Baroque, the late Baroque, and our conclusion. Let's start with the Baroque period in Italy. The Baroque period of architecture began in the late 16th century in Rome, Italy. It took the Roman vocabulary of Renaissance architecture and used it in a new rhetorical and theatrical fashion, often to express the triumph of the Catholic Church and the absolutist state. It was characterized by the new explorations of form, light, and shadow, and the dramatic intensity. Baroque period, Baroque architecture and its embellishments were on one hand more accessible to the emotions and on the other hand a visible statement of the wealth and power of the Catholic Church.
Now we talk about characteristic features of the Baroque. A solemn, complex, richly decorated style was used in the construction of city palaces, residences, and monasteries. The architectural solutions of the court architects are subordinated to one idea, to surprise and delight. The form. The main features of the Baroque is the creation of curved plate space, where plants and volumes are curvilinear and flow into each other. Ellipses and rectangles prevail in the plans. In the design of facades, rasprepka is widely used when part of the wall is exposed slightly forward or, on the contrary, depends along with all the elements. The result is an alternation of convex and concave sections with the effect of a spatial illusions.
So we are starting the history about the early Baroque from the history of the Baroque from the early Baroque, which is developed since 1584 till 1625. So the early Baroque was largely dominated by the work of Roman architects, notably the Church of the Gesù by Giacomo della Porta, which was consecrated in 1584, facade and colonnade of St. Peter's Basilica by Carlo Maderno, which was completed in 1624, and the lavish Barberini Palace interiors by Pietro de Cortona, which was conducted from 1633 and until the 1639.
The High Baroque is a style of architecture, music, dance, painting, sculpture, and other art that flourished in Europe from the 1625 to 1675, especially in the territories of the Italian and the French empires.
The next one is Italy. The Italian Baroque was preceded by a spirit of exuberance that stemmed from the Mannerist conventional style. It first came to surface in the 1630s and soon encompassed all of Europe. Carlo Maderno. This sacred architecture of the Baroque period had its beginnings in the Italian paradigm of the basilica with the cross-dome nave. One of the first Roman structures to break with the Mannerist conventions, exemplified in Gesù, was the Church of Santa Susanna, designed by Carlo Maderno and Pietro da Cortona. The same emphasis on plasticity, continuity, and dramatic effects is evident in the work of Pietro da Cortona, illustrated by San Luca e Santa Martina and Santa Maria della Presa. The later building, with concave wings devised to simulate a theatrical set, presses forward to fill a tiny piazza in front of it.
And as the time goes on, a late Baroque started to exist. So during the period of the late Baroque, which was from the 1675 till the 1750, the style appeared across Europe, from England and France to Central Europe and Russia. and from the Spain and Portugal to the Scandinavia, and in the colonies of Spain and Portugal in the New World and the Philippines. So it often took different names and the regional variations became more distant. You can see the European variant, one of the interiors of the church, and one of the racial variants of the late Baroque.
The late Baroque period in France saw the evolving decoration of the Palace of Versailles, including the Hall of Mirrors and the chapel. Later in the period, during the reign of Louis XV, a new, more ornate variant, the Versailles style of French Rococo, appeared in Paris and flourished between about 1723 and 1759. The most prominent example was the salon of the Princess in Hotel de Soubise in Paris, designed by German Beaufort and Charles Joseph Nature. The Versailles style lasted until the mid-18th century. It never achieved the extravagant experience of the Rococo in Bavaria, Austria, and Italy. Okay, next.
England. Christopher Wren was the leading figure of the late Baroque in England, with his reconstruction of St. Paul's Cathedral, inspired by the model of St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. His plan for Greenwich Hospital and Hampton Court Palace. Other British figures of the late Baroque include Inigo Jones for Wilton House and two pupils of Wren, John Van Brugh and Nicholas Hawksmoor for Castle Howard and Blenheim Palace.
So after we watched all of the different variants of the Baroque style, we have one question for you, dear students. So what do you think? What is your favorite example of Baroque architecture in Europe? And also we have a little quiz in the Google Forms for you, which has all of the four variants of the Baroque. So you should answer about it. What is the exact style of Baroque in those pictures? Maybe it is early Baroque, maybe it is late, maybe it is English style more, maybe it is Italian. So try to answer correctly.
Yeah, okay. And in conclusion, I want to say that the Baroque is an architectural style were in line with the lifestyle and philosophy of the European aristocracy, with the emergence of a new bourgeois class, as well as the rise of revolutionary sentiments in society. The style were replaced by classicism. However, elements of this luxury style serves as the basis for the creation of new style trends in the late 19th and the early 20th centuries. Okay, dear students, if you have listened to us carefully, you should answer for the questions in Google Forms. Okay, thank you for participating in our class.
Thank you for the attention.
Thank you.
Okay,
for your
goodbye, dear
attention.
students. See you
Bye.
next time.